Live here in a second. We got 23 seconds.
Oh, okay, got you. It says you're live in the corner, so I didn't know if we were in or not.
Yep.
I wonder if it can hear us talking during the 30 seconds.
I don't know.
We'll see.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And action.
Action. Action,
We're live.
Jackson. We're
How is
live,
it going,
everybody.
buddy?
Today's Bite Show, guys. I can't wait to talk about fishing in this cold, man. And is it
Ooh,
cold over there, Dustin?
it's cold over here. I bet it's colder. I don't know. What's your weather doing right now?
I think today's high was like 42.
Okay, yeah, we're a little lower than that probably. I mean, it's probably low 30, high 20s right now. So we've had 3 days of just brutal cold weather. We even got some snow yesterday. Get you some of
Ooh.
that action. Yeah,
No,
yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
No, thank you.
That's what the crappie say too. No, thank you to that kind of
Yeah,
weather.
everybody says they can hear us beforehand, so we know now that the
Oh, okay,
countdown.
good. Now we know.
Well,
Well,
guys, you
I'm
ready?
glad
Doing
we
it
didn't
really
say nothing
good,
too bad.
no doubt. As you guys know, we need that hashtag 25K Crappie Connection hit out in full force tonight. Dustin Shields, he started it off right for us, man. He's getting it
Oh,
going, and
my man.
several other guys as well. But
Dustin looked
it's
like he's starting to do some deer hunting. He's headed to the right direction.
it's definitely changing the season. And I was talking today. I'm up here at Lake Washington working on the cabin as usual this time of year. It seems like, but it's amazing how the last 2 weeks has really changed. And I want to kind of talk about tonight how you need to adjust to this extreme changes that we're seeing. Or I know we're seeing it, and I know you've seen it as well too,
Oh
Dustin.
yeah,
But
yeah.
uh,
Hmm.
so
Yeah,
we're
this
going to
this
talk
cold
about how
weather
to
can
adjust.
change a big time. Yeah, adjusting is right. That's the
But
word of the week is adjust.
what was it last week? I forgot.
I forget, word of the week. Well, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Space. What was it called? What was the one before that? Personal space. See, now we're in a
Personal
different one.
space.
Yeah, I can't remember the last week,
We'll
but this
say
week
adjusted to crappie.
it's going to be adjusting
Adjust.
the car. Yeah, adjust.
But I want to talk about adjusting the crappie and in these colder temperatures and some of the things that you've seen through the years, how these fish react, some of the things that you're seeing now. And I want to talk about some of the things that I've seen through the years going into, these changes, this water all of a sudden dropping down a lot. And, what I
One of us disappeared. I don't know who it is.
but got ripping lips.
Nope.
There he is.
There we are. Who kicked off, Brad? I got to know. Make sure I wasn't.
That was you, man, all the way.
All right. All right. Well, I'm sorry. Hopefully my new little spot this evening will
Uh,
work better. But yeah, I don't know what you said the last 10 seconds, but
well, we're gonna keep on rolling anyway.
you bet.
You know, uh, he says, y'all freezing on the res tonight? 34 degrees. It is cold tonight, that's for sure. I forget what it is right now, but it's definitely in the 30s. High winds, um, uh, cold temperatures, water dropping down a lot. But we're
Oh
going to
yeah.
talk about a lot about adjusting to these colder temperatures. And yeah, I see it was me. I see everybody said Brad gone.
Uh-huh. There we go.
That
Brad
was
tried to
me.
turn it on me. Did you guys see that? Did you all see how he really just
Well,
pointed the finger at? He's like, totally you, Dustin.
it's got to be Dustin. It's got to be
Yeah,
Dustin's
that's right.
fault.
Hey, I'll take the blame. I'm used to it. I'm used to it. But
Um,
no, I agree. This time of year, I mean, you get all excited because you get that warmer fall weather and you get these crazy good bites, and then the real cold weather hits, and it's like, oh crap, real big changes happen when you're on
mhm.
fish, for sure.
Let me know if I'm back on YouTube, guys. I see some people. Miss Charles says I got kicked
Lost
off
you.
YouTube, so maybe I'm
Uh
not.
oh, got you.
And what happened? My cable just come up undone from my laptop here. But some of the ways. What are you seeing out there, Dustin? What did you see this week? I know you told me you was on the water
Man,
here recently.
yeah. I fished actually a few times. I fished a couple times for crappie. Um, my bite in the up the creeks where it was decent. I mean, you can catch a lot of little fish and it's not like a real aggressive bite, but you have to really put it on their nose, the personal space still. The fish are really getting lethargic with the cold weather, but I'm noticing they're really sucking to the bottom. If you want to catch nice fish, like
Yeah.
if you have a brush pile of fish, you almost don't even see fish on the top anymore. You know, in the summertime and spring, you're seeing them on the top. But this time of year, they're laying down deep, like tucked in the brush, or laying on the bottom, like on the
Yeah.
logs, and you're just seeing little blips. You almost, there's some brush piles right now you can drop down in and not see a fish at all, and there will be fish come up off the bottom that you wouldn't have even fished the brush pile. But trust me when I tell you, some places anyway, Grand Lake especially right now, you can drop on a brush pile 25 to 30 foot deep and drop your bait all the way to the bottom and start reeling your slack up and slowly reel it off, and there's going to be fish come off the bottom to
Hmm.
follow it.
Hmm.
Whether it's big bluegill perch or if it's crappie, they're there. They're just laying down on the bottom. This big cold front has just zapped them. Really, I mean it zapped them to the bottom to where it just you swear there's no crappie in the lake for a little while, but they're there and you can catch them. It's just a lot tougher. So when you're talking about adjusting, what I do is I'm going to be trailering the boat different places of the lake in different lakes because I've noticed this time of year in the years past, for whatever reason, in the spring and summer, you can do great in mostly all lakes. The spring and summer, the bite's good. But when you get into a winter or fall pattern,
Yeah.
some lakes are just tough. Like you just can't figure out a pattern or the fish are lethargic or they're laying on bottom. And then there's some lakes that are the best they're ever going to fish all year. I don't
Hmm.
know what that is. I mean, within 2 hours of here, I can show you three lakes that are just unbelievable. And then I can show you lakes that you couldn't catch a crappie in, but it's just moving around this time of year. So I wouldn't be afraid to trailer the boat. There's a couple lakes I'd love to go, fish right now that I know are doing really good. Lights out, got some good fishing reports on. So don't be afraid to change it up a little bit too in the
Yeah.
winter when it gets tough. That's a little tidbit of the week too.
I wasn't even thinking about that earlier in the beginning of the show, but we've talked about it numerous times about lakes and the personalities of them, and some lakes
Oh,
just
buddy.
fish way better in the wintertime. Some of
Yes.
these oxbow lakes that are adjoined to the Mississippi River, you know, December and January
It's our time to
traditionally
shine. Yeah.
it was their time to shine. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just those lakes for whatever reason. Other times of year, springtime, they flood real bad. The water gets real
Yeah.
high.
Yeah.
The fish are
Fluctuating.
really hard to find.
Hmm.
Um, but man, some of the best memories I got fishing on some of the oxbow lakes on the river were in December and also January. So I didn't think about that earlier, but I definitely agree
Yeah.
with you. Looking at some different options in your area, if your lake's not a wintertime
Hmm.
lake,
Yeah, for
um,
sure. A place that comes to mind, Brad, is when me and you went to Kerr Lake. That was a fun trip when it was
oh
cold.
yeah.
A whole different fishery than we were used to going to.
And I want to talk about, several years ago, I was guiding up here at Lake Washington, and the lake actually froze over. And anybody from Mississippi, you know how rarely something like that happens in one of our lakes is a freeze over.
I
But this
bet,
lake actually froze over,
man.
and I had guys in from Missouri, and what do you do? I don't know how to ice fish. I mean, and it's not even that thick. So I mean, I'm like, all
Yeah,
right, what do you do? And I went to a different lake, just like you mentioned there.
yeah, oh yeah.
Uh, and I've told this story through the podcast through the years. Dustin, you probably heard it as well. But we get there and 10, 11 o'clock that morning, and literally there's about 8 to 10 boats, and all those guys are leaving. And I'm like,
Oh
oh
yeah,
man,
yeah. I remember this story.
this is not looking good. And we go out on the lake, and it's really right when first I started really learning live scoping and seeing the advantages of it. But went to some brush piles I knew, and they were absolutely loaded with fish. And they're like, literally, you could drop a bomb down there on them, and they wouldn't even move. I mean, literally, I was trying to knock the fish with the weights, and they would just kind of
Oh
ease
yeah.
over. They were just,
Oh my
they did
gosh,
not
I've
want
done
to move at
that.
all.
That's like a wintertime special. A lot of places they'll just move over, dive down, up. I've got a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
places I can go show you a ton of crappie.
They just won't move. But what I found that day, and I think it's kind of on the opposite side as far as finding fish on bottom. Sometimes you'll find them real shallow too, and I want you
Yeah,
guys to kind
especially
of keep that in
Mississippi.
mind.
Yeah,
And
for
I've
sure.
seen it through the years so many times that it gets really cold and you get a bright sunny days, and all of a sudden those fish are 2 to 5 foot
Yeah.
below the water surface. It might be in 25, 30 foot of water, but they're right there hovering together. And that particular day, I looked around and I see like a big school of fish, and I'm like, ah, this is, I mean, it looks like shad. And like I said, I was learning live scope, and the first thing
You
that
were
I've
desperate though.
always, yeah, we were desperate. We didn't have a fish, you know.
You're like, you know what, shad's better than nothing. So let's.
But one of the ways that I even learned then about identifying shad was uh, if they're flickering or not.
Yeah.
You know, those fish weren't flickering at all. So I was like, they're not acting like shad on live scope. They were just solid beacons just sitting there, solid little footballs. And I'm like, man, well, what do we got to lose? Like you said, and then also we bring the poles over the top of them and started
Smoke.
catching fish.
Oh yeah.
Brought the top.
Mm.
So there can be extreme measures on how these fish can actually
Oh yeah.
react.
I guess
Um,
open. You got to be open minded too, for
gotta
sure.
be
I
open
agree with
minded.
that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gary Scott, he said, find a small wolf pack showing up on the south end of Grand Lake using itty bit live minnow and dipping the tail in chartreuse dye. A
Oh,
1/64th.
that's
That's a
dangerous
tiny
color.
little jig head.
That is a tiny little jighead. That's a tough bite there. You
Yeah.
catch a lot. He's catching a lot of fish though. It's doing well. A smaller bait right now is going to definitely do you big dividends in the clear water when the fish are picky and cold like this. And it
Hmm.
seems like you have to catch a lot of little fish right now to get your keeper size fish. You know, they're just when he says wolf packed up, they're in big packs.
What does he mean when you say wolf pack? I know, guys, if
Yeah.
you hadn't listened to
Wolf
us
pack means
much,
just like a school of crappie, but you know, just kind of out there suspended in big numbers of fish. Your wolf
but
packs are smaller than ours. Our wolf packs can get crazy. Yours is like 10 to 20 fish, 50 fish. Ours can be like 1,000 sometimes.
that's schools, man. That's mega
Yeah, that's a
schools.
school of fish. You're right. That's an
Ripple Lips,
army of
he
fish.
says, how big are the perch, Dustin, and are they yellow perch?
No, they're just I call them bluegill, but brim. Like they're the we don't have yellow perch. I think he's talking about like
Hmm.
catch them in like Montana or Minnesota or something when they're ice fishing. But these are just the size of your hand. Good eating perch. You could eat them good. I mean they'll eat a whole minnow. Don't ask me how I know, but they'll eat a whole minnow. So they're pretty good sized perch. But
Hmm.
I use them. I use a lot of those for catfish bait, and we actually have been using them for catfish bait. I'll keep them and catch some big blues on them. But yeah, they're good eating fish, but we call them brim, bluegill, stuff like that. And then some lakes around here have red ear or shell cracker. That's what they call them. Both the same thing, and they're really big. We have some of them around here too. They're really big, good eating perch. They get as big as the crappie, but the bluegill are just your normal size panfish.
Kitchen Clean Chef, he said they're wearing out the hammers on Santee. I'm at home the last 2 weeks, been a nurse to my bride, knee surgery. Boy, that's gonna get you some brownie points.
That'll get you some
It's
bread. But you'll be fishing a lot more in the future.
absolutely. My boys have no sympathy catching limits. We have had cold weather in South Carolina finally. You know, I'd rather have a little warm weather. This cold weather last week is like, man, give me back some of this warmer weather.
For sure.
Harris, he said, y'all went to Kerr Lake? Did we go to
Yeah.
Kerr Lake?
Yes, we did.
We
We
went to
went
Kerr
and
Lake.
beat them up, buddy. And I'm telling you, from now until let's see, February. I think we went late January, didn't we?
It
I
was in
want to say
January.
around my birthday, I believe.
I
But
want to say
uh,
January.
yeah, and I'm telling you, Grenada Gold. I had Brad convinced finally. After he ended
Hmm.
up finally listening to me, we've got a video on it. But Grenada
Yeah.
Gold 80-bit slab hunter, we knocked the fire out of him. I don't know. We had 70 probably.
Well, we had a
Fish.
2-man limit that
Yeah,
day. 70,
yeah. 72 or 74,
74.
whatever that.
What?
Yeah, 74.
We
Um,
took a lot to the train station. I remember
yes,
that
we
quite
did.
vividly.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, that was a
Hmm.
good time. But yeah, that was those little pockets off that lake. That was a fun little trip. That's the first time I ever been to Kerr, but that was pretty cool. Old WSD and Ken went with us,
That's
or
right.
we went with them. We kind of followed them around around the lake.
They
We
kind
didn't
of,
know much about it, so WSD said, "Follow me, boys."
hey, like no doubt,
Yeah,
we're on
you
we're on the
dang
path. It
right.
was definitely a great lake if you're out in that area. I would
Oh yeah.
highly suggest that to be a wintertime lake. And man, what I
Oh,
seen that day, I was definitely,
it, yeah. It
I
comes
liked
to
it.
mind right now. If I was closer to it, that's where I'd be living. I think because where we went, it didn't matter how windy it was or nothing. You were gonna get them. I
Uh,
bet it's good right now.
John Lee says Washington was on fire after the freeze too, and I know what he's talking about. He's talking about those years ago that I was talking about. Uh, it froze over, and that day was completely froze over. So it was shortly after those fish crunk up. And I mean, that's another oxbow lake that kind of turned on in the past during the cold weather.
Might be a will. You never know. Hey, you'll be there, but you won't be looking for the
No,
crappie.
I mean my
Eric
boat's 100
Berge
miles.
Eric Berge said, weather has turned nasty up here in central Illinois. We've had two snowstorms the past week with accumulations around 14 inches. Temperatures Thursday is supposed to be -2. Looks like hard water just around the corner. Good time to go through the tackle and string and reels. Tight lines, fellas. Eric, enjoy the fireplace and just hanging out, having a good time. This is the time to go kill all those coyotes that been bothering you all deer season. But as far as
Hmm.
crappie fishing, it don't look like it's it's in the horizon. I'll tell you what though, 14 inches is no joke. That's a
No,
snowstorm. Man, you
no.
guys get some crazy stuff up there.
Crappie
Jeez.
hound. He said 59-degree water temp. Crappie are not on their regular structures, having a difficult time finding them lately. Any suggestions? Yeah,
Oh yeah, go look
first
in the
thing
open
comes to
water.
mind, looking at open water.
Absolutely.
December, January, and these cold temperatures, uh, you'll find crappie on structure, but a lot of times for me, they can be the inactive fish. And if you
Yeah.
can find some fish up suspended, just like I was telling you about earlier about coming across those fish suspended, I think that can be really the key for you. And are you using live scope or traditional sonar? What means are you actually going out finding fish? On a regular routine. Another thing that I would suggest is looking for areas that have a lot of shad and then fishing that outside area of those big pockets of shad. And I think it'll really help you out too. What about you, Stash?
Yeah, I would be going open water too.
Hmm.
Creek channels. I mean, I'd be looking for schools of fish, roaming fish from now until probably, honestly, the end of April into May. I think them fish are going to start. Most of the fish are going to start pulling off of the structure and roaming around. Lake depending though, but it sounds like your lake, if the brush is getting slow, sounds like they've pulled off and went roaming
Yeah.
and roaming around in schools. Stephen King, do large crappie eat the small crappie? Absolutely. There's a certain lake that comes to mind around me that I've pulled hundreds, literally hundreds of crappie out of crappie's stomach. So they absolutely eat each other. I've pulled a lot of 3 to 5 inch crappie out of stomachs of crappie. So I think they're just opportunistic feeders, if that's what it's called. If something's floating in front of them and they're hungry, I think they're going to whack it no matter what species it is. I think they'd eat drum,
Hmm.
carp, everything. Heck, I've pulled a mud puppy out of a stomach of a crappie. So get you. That was in Millwood Lake. That was crazy. I got a picture of it.
Billy Scott, he says, lots of big fish this weekend off bottom and very shallow. Billy, how shallow are we talking? Using a BG live roamer and monkey milk. The fish were everywhere, but shallow fish on bottom would crush it. They were not spooky, and presentation did not matter.
Ooh, we love when they're like that. That
I
sounds
like
like a
those.
good day of fishing right there. You bet. Dean Bo, I believe he said. Oh, he already told me how to pronounce that name. I forgot. But he said these high pressure days have the fish pushed down on oxbows on the say it Dustin. Oh yeah, this is he got me again.
I love it.
Altamaha River. But in the main river, they're still up and aggressive. Don't be scared of running water. Brad likes that running water. And how did I do,
Yep.
Dean? Is it Altamaha River or Altamaha River? It's got to be Altamaha, but we're gonna
Yeah.
go with it. Let me know how I did, buddy. Brad don't know. He just agreeing.
No, I don't know. I'll mess it up too.
JT, he said, broke out my bibs. It'll be 31 tomorrow morning. Hopefully, it'll be good. Tiny boat with 5 mile per hour winds, so I can't miss
Yeah.
it. Yeah, you bet. I think tomorrow, even around here, tomorrow will
Hmm.
be a great day to go fishing. We got light winds. This cold front's already kind of pushed through. It's going to be cold though, so you would have to bundle up. But I think you can catch some fish tomorrow, no problem. And if that sun comes out, grab you a double silver rainbow, and this is its time to shine. When you can get real glittery, they're feeding on shad, so that double silver rainbow in the sun just really glows by them. You're going to smoke them.
Hmm. Uh, Here's Joshua. He said, "Fish Eagle Lake Friday. Only 4 boats out fishing. Most fish were in 12 foot, sitting on bottom, and they would bite if you held it on them long enough." Right? Sound like a good little wintertime pattern on there as
For
well.
sure. Oh, Jeff Loudermilk. Here's a color you don't hear too often. North Carolina Big School's Roman baby shad, butterbelly, and monkey milk. That's a killer.
And, if I had to guess, I
Butterbelly.
think that is Jeff's favorite color. I think of Jeff, and I think of that
Butterbelly.
butterbelly. That is definitely his favorite color. If there would be no doubt in my mind. Am I right, Jeff? Just go ahead and answer. Every time I see
Butterbelly.
Jeff, he's about butterbelly.
I
He's all
have a
about
butterbelly. I'm working on a good one.
it. I think we all are after Thanksgiving.
Oh man, I'm telling you, I put 10 pounds on in overnight. Brandon Thomas, here's his fishing report. You knew he was going to give us one.
Hmm.
Spavinaw Lake water temps 50 to 52. Black crappie are holding beside stumps and rocky bottoms along the main lake channel edges. That's a good fishing report right there. Thanks, Brandon. He sent me some pictures of some big old slabs he caught today.
Ripping Lips, he's exactly right. He said 325 tonight, guys. Make sure you hit that like button. He is exactly right.
We better be halfway there then if that's what's going
W-
to happen.
we're at 129 likes between the two platforms,
There we go.
199 people watching at the very moment. So, guys, we know we need some help from you guys. If you hadn't hit that button yet, make sure you do it. Also, hit subscribe. We got a new season coming just around the corner of the Crappie Connection podcast. We'll be out, right before you long. A Grizzly Jig show is coming up. The next big show for us. We'll be up there hitting a lot of podcasts as usual, seeing you guys as well. So
When
we
was
always
the
get
date on
asked.
that?
I don't. It's always the weekend before Super
Gotcha. I
Bowl.
thought you may have had it. Weekend before Super Bowl. Gotcha.
Weekend before Super Bowl.
Brad Mitchell, he said, smoked them on Ross Barnett. Fish were roaming in the river channel. Would only hit the ugliest hair jig in the box. Tomato body with a white tail and 64th ounce. Wouldn't touch anything else.
Huh.
I've had baits like that. You got to use an ugly bait sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Smoked them on Barnett. Brad, you're missing out, is what you are.
I know it, man.
Courtney
It's been
Sanders,
so
she said,
windy. Ooh.
oh, yeah, yeah, heck with that win. Courtney Sanders said, hey, y'all, hope y'all had a wonderful week. You as well, Courtney. Hopefully, everybody had a great holiday week as well.
Here's a good question. It says, Tennessee bird hunter. At what temperature do winter crappie set up on the bottom in the mud? What's your guys' technique of use live scope on these lethargic fish? Far as ideal temperature, I think these crappie are always moving from the bottom and they'll come up suspend. And
Mhm.
day to day is different. Hour to hour is different. Lake to lake's different. So I don't think it's a certain temperature that those fish really dive at down and sit in the mud. They do it in the summertime. They do it in the spring. They do it
Mhm.
year round. That's what we've really realized with live scope is crappie in the mud way more than we thought. For me, as far as the setup and I'm gonna use a 16-foot black diamond, a long pole. I'm gonna get out there and just look for the a little bump on the bottom. A lot of times, I'm not looking for a fish sitting up. And if you're looking around, you're not seeing fish suspended, and you're not seeing on the typical areas. They're probably on the bottom, and I look for just a little blip off the bottom.
Yeah, yeah. And I wouldn't necessarily just guarantee, like Brad said, that they're going to the bottom. We talk about it
Hmm.
a lot, but there's a lot of lakes you can, like, there's chances are your lake's going to have them off the bottom. You'll still catch them all winter long in certain areas, roaming around, suspended, playing around, maybe even schooled up if you have clear water. I think it has to do with
Yeah.
water clarity some. But you might find schooled fish still up suspended in 50 foot of water, but suspended 10 foot deep. It just depends on all your
Yeah.
lake and setup for sure. Um, Wesley Howard went to Kerr Lake though. Speaking to Kerr Lake, he said water temp was 46 on Sunday. Caught a 251 big fish and a
Woo.
bunch of others between 150 and 190. Hair jig did the damage. Wesley, that is a fishing beatdown right there. It sounds like smoked them. I knew Kerr Lake was still kicking.
Virginia.
Oh, my bad. Hey, it sounded like Kerr Lake.
It did. So I wouldn't doubt it from that Kerr Lake either.
Yeah, you're right. He got me
Uh,
so excited. I'm like, you know what? Kerr's only 2 hours and 20 minutes. It looks like I'm loading the boat up.
yeah, I would still go
Virginia.
down there if I
Yeah,
was
I
you, Bill.
missed the VA there. I missed the VA there.
Hmm.
I thought it was just a
Anthony,
typo.
he says, "Hey guys, fishing tournament Saturday. It was 20 degrees when we launched from the ramp. Seen a lot of big fish that wouldn't stop roaming. Had a guy catch a 350. Almost had 15 pounds of seven fish.
Whoa,
North Carolina lakes are on fire right now. We love those reports. That is
dang,
awesome."
350. Woo. I need to see me one of them. Well, another one of them.
Marty, he says, where can I find the best lodging info for Grizzly Jig Show? It's the Drury Inn in Hayti, Missouri, typically where we stay at when we go to the Grizzly Jig Show. I haven't got any of the other, uh, you know, that's where we always stay. And we usually have a little jam out section down there at
Yeah.
night.
Yeah, for sure.
Hunter bring his guitar and he'll play all kind of music for you guys as well.
You bet. Everybody will come pick on me, make fun of me about something.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson said he has to give a big shout out to Dragon Masters. The Postal Service lost his weights. He reached out to them, and without hesitation, they replaced him with no questions asked. Anthony, that sounds pretty good to me, by golly. I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad to hear they're taking care of folks, for sure. I can't wait for Brad's update on them if he would ever go out there and use them.
I've got them. I've got them actually right here. I think I've got them right here to show you guys. Actually,
Oh,
I'm
here
glad you
we
mentioned
go.
that.
Awesome.
I got 'em- Let me dig them out
You
of my
bet. Yeah. Yeah. Pull them out.
folder. Let me find them here,
Brandon
boys.
Thomas, he said suspended crappie can be caught right now on the river on Hudson Lake as long as there's no current. As soon as the water starts flowing, they stack up on trees and are hard to catch. I could see that for sure.
Mm, I'm gonna pull out the. I know.
Well,
Let me open them up. This is the package right here. Sonar sticks,
for you
and
guys that don't
they're
know,
no
these are the
affiliation
weights.
with
Yeah,
us.
that's what
I haven't
no,
even tried them yet, but let me open them
but
up and get a really
they're just
feel
pretty
on
good
them.
product. I've used them. These are the weights we're talking about putting above our jigs instead
Hmm.
of just a original big egg weight.
They got a good package. It's not that very easily to open here.
No, it ain't. I think I chipped a tooth actually trying to open one of them. You might need
I
to use
swear.
scissors. Do not bite on them.
I can tell. Let me
Yeah.
try to find. Gee whiz, they got a package.
Oh, I'm telling you, they got a package. That's so funny you say that. I'm serious. I tried to bite that thing off. I thought, man, I can usually bite
Oh,
every package fishing line. It got me.
good gracious. Well, I finally got it open.
Brad was trying not to go on
I
the
was
camera
really, you
there.
know who might be watching that? We would get in trouble if we did that.
My wife.
Besides her.
Who? The best fishing, the best crappie fishing dentist in the world. Yeah, he might beat the brakes off of us if he's seen us bite
Yeah.
on that thing. You bet.
Um,
Yes.
this is my first time actually me holding these as well. But these are the sonar sticks that we've talked about the last couple of weeks, and we have a lot of guys that are raving about this is a
And
half
they got
ounce.
they got some bend to them too. They got
Yeah,
some
like
flimsiness. Yeah, yeah. They're not like lead or
just
anything straight.
just a really unique product. We just
Oh yeah.
uh, can't wait to try them.
Yep.
I see the.
I see more and more people starting to use them now. So it looks like the word's getting out a little bit. But
Hmm.
it's a bad boy product for sure.
I see. He says, Dustin, are you going to make it to the Grizzly Jig Show? I know that
Oh.
he's got to make it.
Who's asking, Brad? Who was asking? This is a real question because last time
Michael Crawford.
somebody owed me a steak dinner, remember? And
That's
I missed
true.
out on I need to know who's got the steak dinner back because I'm coming this year, by golly, and I'm gonna make it. You ain't gonna catch me not making it again.
uh, David's
Well, let
wanting
me
to put
just
it
say,
back on.
Lord willing, family's doing good and everything. I'm gonna make it.
Yeah,
It's on the schedule.
it's a half ounce size there too,
Oh
David.
yeah.
Just to show you a little bit more about it, and I will be
And
trying them
those
soon.
little eyelets at the top, you tie to the top and then tie your leader to the bottom. It doesn't like run through or anything. It's definitely different. And you would be surprised how good you still feel the bite. It still shocks your rod and everything. Everything's the same. The only good part is
Mm.
they're expensive. So when you lose one, I would like to, use 15-pound fluoro to the top and then, 10-pound fluoro as a leader. So that way when you get hung up, if you did. Now if you're just sniping suspended fish, you ain't got to worry about it. But you're fishing around timber or structure, you get hung up and you can usually break your hook off and keep your weight.
Yeah.
Just a little extra there to save the money part. I lost
Um,
two one time in one setting. I said, boy, that was expensive.
Sam, we fished Highland Reservoir in Kentucky that experienced winter pool drawdowns. A 25-foot thermocline typically not a factor with cold water temps, but do crappie still relate to optimal oxygen levels? You know, my understanding on this colder water that oxygen is probably all through the water column. I
Yeah.
think sometimes, it's just where that comes from. Maybe a little bit warmer temperature as far as on the bottom, and if the water temperature starts jumping up real fast, those fish should go back down and kind of stay in that cooler water. So, I don't think the oxygen is really a factor this time here. I think it's just about that comfort layer that they're wanting to be in.
Yeah, I would say what you just experienced with the pool drawdown and being a
Hmm.
thermocline, it sounds like a bad setup for crappie fishing. But I could be wrong, and you could have smoked them. But it just seems like a lot maybe is going on, and that stresses them out a little bit.
Mitchell Tucker said, drove 2.5 hours Friday to fish Rez, fish same area I fished before. Nothing. What am I missing? Caught a few. Well, Mitchell, I think it's goes back
Adjustment. It's the word of the week. Got to
adjustment.
adjust. Yep.
Was there a lot of shad in the area, or was it too much? Did you fish the outside areas? I mean, especially a big body of water. You know, these fish move. They're not just going to homestead in one area. Current, we talk about current. We'll talk about current as this winter
Ooh,
gets
we
into even next spring a lot.
spring. You bet.
Uh, Current to push them around, and so it all depends on what did you break down, what did you eliminate, what did you adjust. But my thing is when we hit the water, I hit the water no matter if I've been on there 6 weeks straight or haven't been on the 6 weeks. I'm wanting to start eliminating something. The more you fish an area daily after, I mean, you have more to work on when you start. But in the very beginning, every single day when I hit the water, is I'm trying to eliminate and see what's working and what's not working. So it's hard to say right there, Mitchell. But did you eliminate? Larry, he says, Rez, man, Larry, these Rez guys are at it tonight, man. Heading
Yeah,
to the
it seems
Rez
like
tomorrow.
people were beating them up out there. They're beating your
Haven't
fish
been
up
in a
while you're not
month.
there. Ooh
Where
wee.
do you recommend I start? Larry, I would recommend one area where I'd start.
That's gonna cost him, first of all. Start in the DMs tonight and see what it costs to get where to start.
Dustin probably knows where to start on the. Where would I tell you to start? Do you think?
Ooh wee. I really. Oh, I'm gonna say, and I don't know why.
Somebody answer it
Uh,
on the
well,
comments.
I just
Where
what
would
I
I
would do
say?
is I just seen somebody said they smashed them in the river channel. So I'd be jumping in some type of channel around the flat and trying to check a channel and seeing if there's just roaming fish in there, try to beat them up and head home. But if I was going with Brad, I think I'd have to be talking about a welfare hole, and I don't know why. It'd be the welfare hole.
Yeah, that's exactly where
I'll
I would
try it.
probably start in the morning. Haven't
Yeah.
been on there. Deep water, right by the river channel. You know, there'll be fish in the welfare. Now, will it be absolutely loaded? It kind of depends on how much rain they got upriver. There's been enough rain that it'll be a little bit of current in the lake for sure. But I would start in the welfare hole. I think it's definitely a great area to start.
Lucky guess.
Lucky yes. Robbie says, gentlemen, Brad fishing Lake Washington this weekend. Last couple, what tips you got for me? Patience. And you better ready to eliminate. There's a lot of bait fish in the lake just by flickering. Um, I haven't fished Washington a lot. Mainly this time of year, I've been either on Eagle Lake or the Res, but I haven't seen anybody else fishing it either. But good luck.
That sounds like you need to go to like Eagle Lake or the Res. Oh, Washington will
Very
come back
possible.
eventually.
Yeah, James says welfare hole. I mean, everybody knows welfare hole. Definitely a
That's
place
right.
I would try.
Yeah. Just because everybody
Um,
knows about it and he don't want to tell you all these honey hole. That's what it is.
Jennifer Mountain Girl never used Dragon Master weight before. How long of a leader should I use?
Oh, and this is just honestly for the Dragon Master weights. All it is for is like long. It's not all it is for. You can use it for whatever you want, but what I use it for is just long pole and crappie when you're just dipping straight down and up on them, chasing them around with live scope. And you're usually or you're fishing a brush pile and you can just drop straight down on them and you're fishing straight up and down. You're not really casting or pitching to them or fishing it with anything else. But I would recommend an 8 to 12-inch leader. And then if your fish are coming up and being a little spooky of it, then you can move it up. There's a kind of a never ending to it because if I was in Grenada, I'd have like a 3 to 5 inch, a lot
Mm.
closer because the water's so muddy. So it's depending on your water clarity. But what's good about these Dragon Master weights is they're not going to come up and try to hit the black line normally. They still will come look at it sometimes, but not near as much as when you use your egg weight. They'll come up there and smash it all the time and you're missing a fish and it's so frustrating. You worked on this big fish and he just dodged your bait and went up to your weight, and that don't happen near as much as with the Dragon Master weight. So that's what I do. I'd probably say 8 to 12 inches. Honestly, would be a happy medium.
Warren, great question. Honestly, I don't know exactly why they would call it the welfare hole. Only thing I can imagine is it has fed a lot of families through the years.
Oh, I
That's the first
guarantee it.
impression I get. It has fed a lot of folks through the years, especially in the wintertime. Mr. Charles Wright, he said, try the S curve. I would suggest that one too.
Everybody getting good tidbits here.
Dustin, he says, what's the story on that Christmas tree there behind you there,
Oh
Dustin?
my gosh, that cracks me up. Second person that's hit me with the little Christmas tree. My wife thinks we need decor in the bedroom, as in just fake trees sitting around. I guess it's got to be one of those trending things or something. So y'all are welcome. You got to put trees in your bedroom.
Is that
Uh-huh.
stars on your ceiling?
Maybe better. No. What? No.
Are
That's
you
just
sure?
yeah, no, that's just like the knots of wood. It's like that,
Okay.
car
It looked
siding
like
or
you had
what.
those little stars.
No, no, no. We ain't got that. No, I did when I was a kid. I had that in all my room. But no, more oxygen when you're sleeping and stuff like that. It's just decory. I can't wait to ask her what it actually for. But it does look like a weak little Christmas tree there. But see, the
It does.
Christmas tree. Look at how many trees we got in here. There's the Christmas tree. Dog bed. You know, we got a Christmas tree in the living room. Got it all. She's got all my deer mounts with the dang Santa hats
Hats.
on. Yes, yeah. Oh yeah. Got
Got
to
the
decorate
Rudolph
right.
in there and all.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what she's upset about now. She needs the Rudolph nose on one of them, and that's what she's wanting to get. Yeah, it's a mess.
Amazon.
And here I am with her phone, see, watching your guys' comments, talking to y'all, and I can't help but notice there's constantly Target and like cyber stuff. All these things keep popping up. You ain't gonna believe the deals you're gonna save and all this, like all these shopping deals. Amazon, it just keeps coming. I have to keep swiping them up. I can't imagine what all she's ordering for Christmas. It's got to be horrible thinking she's
Guys, we're
watching.
at 212 likes right now. We need at least 40 more, and we'll be happy. Ripper Lip says we're
We'll
not
be
going to
happy.
give up until we get 325, but uh,
We'll make it.
we're going to definitely got to get to that 250 right now. So make sure you hit that thumbs up like for us. Make sure you hit subscribe, and if this is the first time you've watched today's bite, make sure you let us know and where you're actually fishing from, and let's go ahead and do something else even tonight. We
Oh, here
haven't.
we go. Look at Brad. And when he does this right here, it means he's getting ready to brew something up.
Well,
Go
I
ahead.
was just thinking we got to. We talk about we're going into the month of December. Now it's December the 2nd. Top three bake colors and
Ooh.
profiles for December. And guys, if you've got this in mind as
Oh yeah.
yourself,
So you only
let's
get
hear
three
what
colors.
your
You
top
only get
three
three, guys.
colors and profiles of baits for December. If you only had three packages, what were they?
Oh yeah, I've got one that just absolutely comes to mind immediately when wintertime and bait comes to mind. And it's
Mhm.
from when I've been 10 years old to now. It's the first color I'm going when it's this cold, and it's going to be blue ice, baby shad, blue ice, Bobby Garland. On Grand Lake, it seems like that's all I've ever used when I was dock fishing and everything. Blue ice is a hard color to beat, and then it goes from there. I'm going to go live minnow and double silver rainbow. All three of those,
Mm.
and it's all
No,
it's all
whoa, hold up.
natural.
Start over. Number one, blue
Is
ice,
blue ice, and then live minnow, and then double silver rainbow.
and the live minnow, or
Oh no, okay. So the blue ice is the baby shad, just a
yeah,
original Bobby Garland blue
okay.
ice, and then my live minnow is going to be a slab hunter, full size maybe. I use the full size a lot coming from the next 2 months, but the that's the live minnow, and then the live or the double silver rainbow is going to be the live roamer. I'm probably going to use that as a die-in. Like when we get this cold weather, we get some shad kills because we have big shad kills sometimes. Double silver rainbow laid on the flat and just easing it down to them crappie when they're under all them crappie that are dying. Just hang on. So that's my
Mhm.
top three for sure. It's
Hmm.
harder to pick top three in the spring and summer for me, but in the winter, I got my winter colors for sure. I think Threadfin Shad is another really good one, but I've already named my top three.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through Baby Shad as well. It's gonna be one of my number ones, and it's gonna be Mud Dauber. Just day in and day
Oh
out,
yeah,
that Mud Dauber and the Baby Shad is
even for
really hard to
wintertime,
beat.
mud dauber
Yeah,
for wintertime. Wow,
yeah.
that's crazy. Maybe it's that
Especially,
white belly.
I think some of it, you'll get some rain and we'll get discoloration of the water,
Hmm.
and it kind of get muddy, and that cold muddy water with the orange just has been really good for me. Um,
Isn't
also,
that funny? Our start is a just an old original baby shad.
yeah,
How
and
many years?
it's hard to beat, especially
It's hard to
that
beat.
cold weather. That tail's going to be flexible with the plastic. It's just hard to beat. And another's going to be, um, I'm going to say the slab hunter, the full size slab hunter, and
Yeah,
even this month
yeah.
in December.
You
It's,
definitely copied me. That's unbelievable. But go ahead.
yeah. Color wise, um,
Blue
just
chrome.
blue chrome is very good.
That's a
I'm not gonna
killer
say
over there.
double silver rainbow because you already beat me to
Yeah, I know. That's why I said blue chrome.
it. uh, but just regular monkey milk or glacier. Glacier is actually a really
Oh
good
man.
cold
Yeah, that's a sleeper
color
one.
to use. Is would be
Mhm.
glacier.
Pearl is a
And
good one too. Pearl's a real good
pearl,
one.
chartreuse.
Hmm.
Um, bleeding
Chartreuse.
shad would be another great one.
Oh yeah.
But and I wouldn't veer all the way for the month of December as far as long lining. We get some warm days, and instead of this cold water or weather that we've experienced over the last week, if we get some warm, steady weather, all of a sudden these fish just they haven't done much in a week, and they're wanting to start feeding up real aggressively. I wouldn't be scared to throw out them old long lines out of the back of the boat either right now in December.
Yeah.
And if I had to pick a color for this month that's very consistent for me, would have been blue chrome. Um,
Oh wow. Would it really? I know I've seen blue chrome on that your rod several times, so that's why I picked
yeah,
that.
yeah. Dustin, you're making me laugh.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good one. He said with NCL not having a trail next year, now is Brad's chance to start Crappie Connecting League. Hey, we still need to have
Mm,
some type of tournament sometime with
we
all
do,
of you guys.
but
That'd be a
it'd be
blast.
more
That'd
for
be just
fun.
a fun tournament. Yes. We would definitely weigh the. We'd have to figure out how to like manipulate the scales a little bit, Brad, because we can't lose at our own tournament. I mean, oh, are we still live? How long have you guys been sitting there? How long have
Yeah,
you guys been in?
we'll get a little
Oh
bit of
man.
advantage too. I mean,
Yeah, we gotta do a little some.
because we're hosts, we get at least 5 pound
Exactly.
advantage.
Yeah, yeah, that now we're talking. We may need it.
Uh, I see some of the other guys' colors in there. Michael Davis, Blue Runner, Bleeding Shad, Threadfin Shad. Those are pretty solid.
Oh yeah, threadfish had hard to beat.
Chad.
Calvin, you right for sure.
Oh, great question. Ripping Lips, he says, how long have the two of you guys been together in the crappie world? I think I met Dustin, I want to say about 4 years ago, um, up
Okay,
in
at least.
Oklahoma at a show, and we were filming podcast, and I had Dustin as a guest on the podcast.
Yep.
And that was the first time we actually met, and we've been doing
That's when
today's
Brad
bite for
knew.
2 years.
Is it only been two? You sure?
2 years. Yeah, pretty
It
sure.
hasn't been three.
I
Okay.
believe.
It's all kind of jumbling together for me, but yeah, man,
Ooh.
flies by though. Yeah. Ooh, too long to be around Brad, guys. I'll tell you that right now. Whew. Yeah,
Nick,
we.
Nick,
I remember that now. The podcast, walking in there, and then
who was
realized, man,
other guest on there? Was
it
anybody
was
else with
Todd
you?
Huckabee was just with you. You and Todd
Yeah.
were doing it. Yeah, and you
Okay.
just put me on. You put me on the spot in the middle. Yeah, I remember that
Uh,
now. Gosh. Yeah, you came to
uh,
actually. You guys were by Grand. You were in Grove, wasn't you? At some
yeah,
show.
Grove. Absolutely.
Yes. Yep. In my neck of the woods.
Yep. Sure was. That was a great show up there.
Hmm.
Nick says, "Want it monkey? Monkey milk with a chartreuse tail would be his."
Wanted Monkey's a good one, but I think I'm gonna like that one a lot in the spring. I like some chartreuse looking
Hmm.
stuff.
That Want It monkey is going to turn out to be a lot of people's new favorite
Yeah.
color too. It's been
It
really
would.
good for me this fall.
Don't be forgetting about the pecan cream though, guys. We haven't talked about it in a while, but it's
Hmm.
a killer bait in that muddier water too, and clear water. It works great a little bit everywhere, but don't be afraid to slap that on there. Stephen King, he said, we have an Academy, Cabela's, and Walmart. Walmart has more Bobby Garland baits by far. That's surprising. Usually,
Yep.
Cabela's and Bass Pro has an unbelievable amount of Bobby Garland. So it's crazy that Walmart has more baits, but that Walmart may be a big one because I think the biggest, if I might be wrong here, but Skylar told me I think the biggest selection of Bobby Garland baits in a Walmart, regardless anywhere, is here in Grove. I think Grove's Walmart has the best Bobby
Huh.
Garland selection. Isn't that crazy?
Anthony says, "What do you guys do for fish that don't want to stop? Chase them down or just skip them?"
Oh, it just depends on the size. If I'm guiding and it's a big one and I really want to get this kind of big one, I'm going to chase it down for sure. If I'm tournament fishing and it's a big one, I'm chasing it down for sure. But if I'm just fishing and it's a 12 to 13-inch crappie, I'm leaving it in a heartbeat. I won't chase a fish unless it's something important. If I'm catching decent mess and everything's going good and you got one running, heck with that fish. Just find another one that will bite. But if it's a tough scenario and you really need that fish, it's a giant. Man, I'd chase it for a long time. I don't even want to admit how long I've chased some fish. It's been pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, I chased one about a week ago for about 20 minutes, and it nosed up to it one time and
Oh,
turned around.
yeah,
It kind
yeah,
of depends on how many fish are in the area, and
yeah.
I like to know whether the fish is on the move or just sitting there. I want to know that the fish has seen the bait. Once I feel like that fish has seen the bait and turned me down, if that's the case, I'll move on. And it
Makes you
could
feel a
be,
little better that you get the fish to
yeah,
react. Yeah, but I've been like in Grenada. You got to be very certain it's a crappie if you're going to spend that much time on it, especially tournament scenario. I know Anthony fishes tournaments, so tournament scenario, really you want to make sure it's a crappie. If it noses up at all, it's a crappie. Like if it does the whole crappie thing. But that 381 I chased on that tournament this last year, I chased that thing, it's gotta be close to 30 minutes, and I bet I
Wow.
chased it. I dropped, like, 3 different baits on it and set it on its nose perfect several times, and it never turned up one time, and about 25 plus minutes in, that thing just said, "Doop," bit it, and just swimming a mile to 2 miles per hour, and just out of nowhere, I just kept constantly this is a true story, Josh was with me, he can, tell that this is a true story. I dropped on that fish, and I might have said a little, mumbled a little bad word, and said, "Forget it. We're done. We can't catch the fish." So I go to turn off, and it stopped running a little bit. When I turned my boat back around to turn, I just turned away from her and turned back. I said, "Let me try one more time." And we kind of giggled. I just slapped the bait on top of her. She said, "Boop," and bit it, and it was the 381.
Hmm.
And I'm like, I don't know if I just got my boat off of her just right or what, but that one there is like
Probably got
that.
swim that far. I got
Yeah, it
hungry. I
wore her
mean,
out, wore her out.
wore
She never
out.
stopped. She never stopped one time in 20, 30 minutes of chasing her full steam. I mean, I had the trolling motor on 10 and it was probably 35, 40 mile per hour wind just blowing us. It was unbelievable. But that was a cool chasing a fish story. But you have to do that a lot at Grenada. A lot.
Jody says, "What speed in 47-degree water temperature, 16 foot? Depends on how deep you're wanting to pull those." Jody is the main factor, but I, I'm always going to start at 1.2. Um, is my first off speed that, and I'm assuming you're talking about long line in there. 1.2 is going to be my starting speed day in and day out, and then I might have to adjust there if the feel like the fish are do some turns, and all of a sudden you catch one on the inside of the turn. That means I probably need to slow down the boat. And the same factor, if I'm going 1.2 and I make a turn to my left and I get bit on my right hand side, and I know those baits are speeding up, that lets me know at that point that I need to speed the boat up. So when you're trying to figure it out, and we're trying to eliminate these different techniques, especially when it comes to long lining, the easiest way to do is by turning your boat and pick up. All right, I'm not getting bit, or I got bit. Start eliminating things and trying to put together patterns as fast as possible.
For sure.
Let's see. Ooh, I
When
hadn't
I'm
heard this color
it's the
either.
same exact thing when I'm drift fishing for catfish. I've noticed, Brad.
Hmm.
If my boat starts turning a little bit and I keep getting this one rod, it just keeps getting a bite, and then I'm finally like, oh, it's when I'm turning, it's dragging it a little quicker, and this
Yeah,
line's going across, and it makes sense. So then I'll speed everything up a little bit, and the other rods will start.
yeah,
But you definitely that's paying attention to detail for sure,
yeah.
100%.
Tennessee
The
bird hunter.
clients are going,
That.
man, that one rod's just lucky,
Oh
but it's
yeah, that's
actually
the.
there's something going with
Yeah.
that rod.
Key lime pie is a wintertime killer on Kentucky Lake.
Ooh.
Water temperature when it hits 50 degrees. I'm sure it's hitting 50 degrees right now.
Yeah, you're there, I bet. You're there. Key lime pie is a good color. That's another good one.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, what is it? Tadpole, I believe. That's another
Tadpole's a
really
good one.
good color. Tadpole's a good one right at daylight. I love tadpole.
245 likes, guys. We need a few more to hit our
We're
goal
creeping
tonight
there.
of
Just a
250.
little
We
more.
would love that 325. Don't get me wrong, but we're gonna go for that 250. So we need at least 5 more likes. So if you hadn't hit that like button for us, do it really quick. December is gonna be loaded. I mean, everybody's got holidays coming up, but don't give up on these crappie, especially if this is your first year crappie fishing, or even first 4 or 5, and you never fished in December. December can be really good. I mean, it can be challenging with these big cold fronts and the wind, and that's what we've had the last 5 days is a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
cold weather, a
Yeah.
lot of wind.
Yeah, yeah, we had that. You
But
just
as
get
soon as you get these clearing days, light wind, water temperature starts stabilizing and warming up slightly, these fish can turn on.
there's Stephen Sullivan, best crappie fishing dentist in the world. Your ears must have been burning, buddy. We were just talking about you earlier.
Yeah. He's like, oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I already know. He probably just jumped back off. He's like, these guys.
Yeah. He's like, I'm
Chad
blocking those
Gilligan
guys.
said, "We got weights and fish," like that
Oh.
video from us fishing the tournament. That's what they'll be saying when they catch us with our crappie. Dustin Shields said all proceeds from the tournament should go to your cabin. Boy, ain't that the truth? Now
Man,
we're
Lord
talking.
knows,
Oh man,
remodeling is not cheap,
no,
and
no,
it's
you
not
got to
easy.
be Brad for
I,
that one.
I cannot wait to show you guys the end result, though.
There's Ken. He's here now, by golly. Ken, we were just talking about our fishing trip at Kerr Lake last year.
Yeah, absolutely. We used Ken's boat actually that day.
Yeah, we we were in his boat.
We
Yes.
stole his boat.
Yep. Yep. I need to go back and look at those waypoints of where we were at.
Oh, I could take you to it, I think.
Uh-huh. Yeah. It's a pretty unique area.
Yeah, I think I could take you to it. Mr. Bobby, Mr. Linda, glad to have y'all in here. Some of my favorite clients ever in the world. Miss Linda, I'm telling you, she makes the best turnip greens in the world.
Turn greens?
Turnip greens.
Oh, turnip greens. Can't say
Have you
I've
ever?
ever had them in my
You're
life.
kidding
No.
me.
Actually, matter of fact, never heard of them, Brad. So that must be a
You're
Mississippi thing
kidding
only.
me.
You guys can keep the turnip greens on, on over there.
Lord.
They ought to. That sounds like a crappie colored bait, though. We should talk to Bobby Garland. Turnip green.
Turn,
There you go.
man. Well, I can tell you, Miss Linda, if you ever come to Mississippi, I guarantee you she'll make you some turnip greens that are out of this
Hey,
world.
okay, so explain to me what turnip greens are. Are they turnip greens?
Yeah, they're
Huh? Like
cooked.
fried or what?
No, no, you kind of like boil them.
Gotcha. Oh, sounds terrifying. Fried green tomatoes are good. You ever try those?
I have. I'm not a big tomato guy.
Oh gosh. Okay, we gotta get off the food subject. You're already upsetting me.
Yeah. David, he said, thanks for the tips. I watch you guys all the time. Hey, David, thank you for watching all the time.
Yeah, thank you
Special
very
thanks to
much.
Bobby Garland Bates for putting together today's bite with Dustin and I. And we're looking forward to doing another full season of 2026. We've both got plans to be here every Tuesday night. We will be here Tuesday nights, whether I got to go to Oklahoma and get Dustin or not.
We'll be here. You
Uh,
bet.
7 o'clock
And all,
Central
all the
Standard
all
Time
the
every week.
baits, all the baits, all of us have mentioned, even in the comments, all the Bobby Garland baits, hooks, everything, etc. is lurenet.com. My commercial
Mhm.
break just really cut, restart, but lurenet.com has everything you guys need. And Crappie Connection 15 is the 15% discount. No spaces, no nothing. Crappie Connection 15. Thank me later. That's your Christmas presents for your guys' husbands. Just get them a bunch of, honestly, get them pecan cream live roamers and double silver rainbow, and then get them a pack of. That's tough. What if you had to make a Christmas pack for women's husbands? That'd be tough, wouldn't it? Because I'm thinking what I'd want. It costs too much. You got to tell me what the spending limit is, and we'll make them a pack.
hmm last weekend we talked about it and I had one. Now I don't have one here tonight, but they have a gift pack, a tackle pack that has it has 6 different profiles, 6 different baits, and
Oh
three
yeah, yeah,
jig
yeah.
heads. It
Hmm.
should still be available on LureNet right now. So if you're looking at to
Brush
try
offs are
some
in there
different
too.
styles, brush
Yeah.
offs are in there, overbites, 3 different jig heads, and 6 different baits are in that little package. Sean, I want to say this. I definitely appreciate you new guys tuning in, and these comments is what keeps me fired up to
Oh
do
yeah.
the proper connection right here. I've been watching previous videos all week, anticipating the live stream tonight. Glad you're here. Tuned in late, that's fine. I've learned a lot and put a little of it to work last week. Went 3 days and brought home 48 for the week. Ross Barnett and Turkey Creek, mostly at 20 foot. Found a black body, a 32nd ounce, black and pink tail worked best for me. Man, that's great, Sean. Very proud of you,
Black on
man.
pink. You
Glad you for
bet.
joining us too.
There's nothing better than finding success in that right there. That's what I'm
Absolutely.
talking about. It'll only get better from there. Um, let's see here. I had another. Oh, Calvin Anderson said, "Don't waste your time eating them turnip greens." and then Anthony's is great. You ready? Because I never thought about this. He said, "Up north, it's called salad." You got to watch some Mississippi folks. I'm telling you.
That's good.
Gosh, Carl Dearman. He asked how Grand Lake's doing. Carl, it's getting a little tougher, but the fish are pulling off. Probably starting to roam in schools, and don't give up on the dock bite. Just if you're in 25, 30 foot of water, start on the bottom and then work your way up, see where they're at. But you'll be all right. Just go really small. Go small baits.
hmm Oh, got
Roger said, Dustin, you deer hunt and don't know what turnip greens are? Man, I guess not. There's something wrong with that, ain't there? Because I eat. Like, I'm a food connoisseur. I will eat. You've never seen nobody eat like me. Everybody that knows me would attest.
I can't believe you've never had turnip greens though.
Man, I know, and I'm scared to try 'em. I might love them. 'Em. I'll eat for a family of 4, just myself, I'm telling you.
Huh.
I'm like one of them big crappie.
I'm just shocked by that.
Really?
Definitely thank you
I'm
guys.
Googling it. I'm Googling it after the show, turnip green.
You're kidding me.
I have never heard it in my life. I bet I can call 5 people I know, though, that's never heard it around here. I might be
All
wrong,
right.
though. We'll see.
All right, we'll put this to bed real quick. I know we're about out of time for tonight's show, but have you heard collard greens maybe?
No. Cauliflower? No, you're messing with me now. You're making foods up, dude.
No, I am
Listen,
not.
maybe this was like a generational thing, you know what I'm saying? In the
No.
nicest way possible to say you're the kind of little elderly thing.
No. No.
I'm just teasing.
No, I'm
Let me
serious.
let me let me think of something. Man, no, not even close, but
You're kidding me.
yeah. I'm trying to see if I can find a food that you may not have heard of that we do around here, but I can't think of nothing. You guys eat peanut butter jelly sandwiches up there?
This is
Oh
nothing like
man.
that.
Oh, okay, just checking.
Mm,
Gosh, turnip greens. I'll definitely give it a look.
this is crazy. I don't get it. Somebody please in Oklahoma introduce Dustin to
Yes.
some turnip greens. Uh
Sounds like a deal. One was calling there.
oh. Lambert's at Grizzly. They said take him to Lambert's while at Grizzly Jig Show. They have them. Do note.
There we
Do
go.
note.
Lambert's has them. Okay. Is it just salad, or is there like
No.
it's actually a special? Okay. All right. That's all right.
Sean Hillman. He says
I'll give it a try.
crappie and turnip greens sounds good with this weather. Had turnip green soup recently and it was awesome. How about mustard? Have you heard of mustard greens?
Brad, you ain't even heard of mustard greens. Don't be lying to
I'm
me.
from. I mean, that's
Have you really?
yes.
What the heck, man? You guys are something else.
Poke salad,
I've heard of the
mustard
poke
greens.
salad. You know how I've heard of poke salad? Because the song with Elvis in it. Me and Ken used to rip to that song. Poke salad something? I can't remember.
Well,
Gosh, that's
definitely
funny.
appreciate you
Yeah.
guys for
There's the
tonight's
laugh of the
show.
week. You
Well,
bet.
let's see if Dustin can figure out. We'll find out next Tuesday night if you have figured out
Yes.
what turnip greens are.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm figuring it out in the next 5 minutes, you guys. So take it easy.
All right.
I
Till next week, guys. We got Brad Chopper here.
appreciate you
We'll
guys.
holla.
See you next Tuesday.
Crazy man.
I know.